We have a major point shakeup after Natalie Decker was wrecked by the tow truck. She currently... Oh, nope. Crap. That's the wrong points. Well, now that we have the real Cup point standings up, let's get into it. The current Cup playoff bubble update thingy, we'll watch it. Yeah, that's what it's called. So, 8, nope, just kidding, I can't count. 9 drivers have won and locked themselves in. Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and there are some bubble drivers who love Denny Hamlin and are very thankful for Denny Hamlin. Daniel Suarez and Clint Boyer for beating Matt DiBenedetto. Matt DiBenedetto if he had won, he would move up and it would slide Daniel Suarez out of that last spot. Ryan Newman would have a 12-point gap over that, and Ryan Newman is also the reason he has a 14-point gap. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it after this one. I'll put it up here somewhere. But the winners: Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Alex Bowman. Those are your winners so far this year that have locked themselves in. Now, if you are Paul Menard back, you're most likely going to need a win to get in. It's going to be very hard for Paul Menard, 71 points out, to get himself in on points. Let's say there's a crash on lap 1 with Daniel Suarez, Clint Boyer, and Jimmy Johnson, and Paul Menard finishes second and gets some stage points. Then he's within kind of a range. Approximating it, that's probably a 40-point swing. So then he's within striking distance of a race, but then he'd have the same thing happen at Indy. So basically everyone behind Paul Menard needs to win. Paul Menard has a very slim chance of making it on points. And then the bubble is, we'll talk about that. But the points, no one is locked in on points yet. It's possible, though, next week if a few guys can keep their gaps. Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Eric Almirola can lock their spot on points. I think Eric Jones just needs like 1 or 2 points to lock himself in on points. Because So Blaney is 97 points above. He's not going to blow that. He's in. Larson, 76 points. Possible to blow, but very unlikely. Same for William Byron, 75 points in. Almirola had a rough week. He went from like 100 points above to 45 or 65 points above. It's still going to be difficult for him to blow that. Jones is a 57-point lead. It's going to be difficult for him to blow that. So I see all those guys getting in on points unless catastrophe these next 2 races at Darlington and Indy. Which, by the way, we don't go to Darlington this week. Remember that. That is Labor Day weekend. That is a week from Sunday. We only have Xfinity and trucks this weekend. No Cup Series. Go watch Matt DiBenedetto win Road America. Anyways, the close stuff, this is kind of fun. Ryan Newman prevented Matt DiBenedetto from winning, in a sense, by cutting him off and making contact because he was not clear. Ruined the car, kind of messed up the downforce aerodynamic, stuffy majigs, and that oofed his car, and then Hamlin was able to catch up. I think Hamlin was still caught up. I've described this before, but I think Matty D would have won it if it hadn't been for that damage. And, of course, Ryan Newman, not a fan favorite right now. So if Ryan Newman did trigger something, Matt DiBenedetto feels like retaliating, that can play a major factor of Newman making it into the playoffs. I don't think DiBenedetto will, however, retaliate. I think he'll race him harder than usual. Maybe a little contact, but I don't think he'll just straight up go in and dump him or anything, but I would expect him to race him a little bit harder, maybe a little bit of contact, but I don't know. Daniel Suarez, or Newman's over, he's above 14 points. If he can just keep up what he's doing, he'll get in. If karma exists, he won't get in because people don't like him for his move on to Benedetto. Suarez is up by 2 points. Suarez last week was, I think, 6 points out. He got a good chunk of stage points in stage 2. Him and Newman both got stage points, and that got them a good little... Well, Newman got him a little gap, and he got Suarez in. Suarez and Boyer both got top 10s, but Suarez with more stage points ends up taking over Boyer for that final spot as of now. 2 points can swing, especially at Darlington. We have seen what can happen at Darlington. Woo! People hit the wall. People crash. It's crazy. It's tight. It's going to be crazy. So if one of those guys messes up big time, it could be over. Now, here's who's in the danger zone. Jimmy freaking Johnson, 7-time champion who's never missed the playoffs. Jimmy Johnson, he is, I think he's in must-win mode. The way he's been running, the luck he's had, it's been a struggle for him. He is going to need to win to get in, most likely, if he keeps on doing this. Don't get me wrong, 26 points is very possible to make up, but I do not see that happening the way he's been running these past few weeks. So it's going to be desperation. They're going to need stage points. They're going to need to finish in the top 10 no matter what. 26 points is a little good chunk to make up, and even then that would just get you close to the other two guys. So it's going to be a little desperate for Jimmy Johnson and the situation he's in. As for Suarez and Boyer, they're going to be teammates fighting for it. I still expect this to go down to the wire at Indianapolis. I think it'll be crazy getting that points update. That'll be a fun race. But yeah, Larson, Blaney, Byron, Almirola, Jones, they're in. Newman, if he keeps running like he's running, he's in. Unless he gets retaliated against or something happens to him. Suarez and Boyer, they're going to fight it out. They're going to fight it out. I'm telling you. They're gonna, not like fist fight, but, like on the track kind of battle it out, It's all up to the crew chiefs, too. I think the crew chiefs are going to have some extra pressure on them for those drivers just to try to get as many stage points as possible. Just aggressive strategy calling is obviously you want track position for the end, but you also need stage points, stage points. And then Jimmy Johnson, they're going to have to be very aggressive with points calling, and if it comes down to being aggressive for a call for the win, I think they make that call. Just because he is getting near the situation where he will have to win to get in if he keeps on dropping back in points. And Paul Menard, Chris Buescher, Matt DiBenedetto, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Ryan Preece, all those people back there, they need a win to get in. So, and that is very unlikely, just considering the next two tracks. I mean, obviously we've seen Paul Menard win the Brickyard 400 on fuel mileage. I don't see that happening again. Preseason, I had Paul Menard winning Daytona and making the playoffs. Rain ruined that one in a crash. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. As for this week goes for videos, I will do maybe a video tomorrow on Wednesday, and then the rest of this week is a big question mark. Major change coming up. You'll see it. It's going to be very hard to miss. I don't want to spoil it, but you will definitely see it. But a major change is coming. I still plan to... I might do something for the Xfinity and Trucks race this week. I don't know yet, but I'm still figuring it out. It's a mess. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a big fat like. If you want to subscribe, you should subscribe to the channel because you are awesome. And that's a great day.